Hello, my friends, and welcome to the new improved 5 for the future for this week, February 5th. In the year plus that I've been posting these videos and distributing this newsletter, I've gotten some terrific feedback from those of you who have shared your thoughts and comments with me. Based on all of that and my own opinions and schedule, I'm making a change that I hope will make these videos more action-packed with thoughts and observations to get you thinking about your own business. So here's the new format. I'm still going to share 5 signals of change, but just not all the details. I'm going to focus more on why you should care about the signals I'm seeing rather than on the details of the news supporting each signal, and we can talk more about what the future might look like with this change moving forward. Now, bear in mind that I am a researcher and an analyst, so I very much want to be research focused, but futurists are forward focused, and that includes creating scenarios based on these signals of change, which is my new focus. The whole point of signals of change is to get you thinking about some little activity happening now that might be a bigger deal in the future. Now, the other change, going to be coming to you every other week now as I watch for these signals of change. Are you ready to get started with the new and improved 5 for the future? We've got 5 topics this week: big tech layoffs, EVs and batteries, the drones are coming, retail trends, and healthcare, tech, and aging. So let's begin with our story number 1, big tech layoffs. What's going on? Well, you might have heard or seen that big tech has been laying off big time. 11,000 big tech jobs and nearly 24,000 total layoffs in just January alone. If the economy is going so great, why are these firms laying off, and why should you care? In reality, the layoffs are connected to 2 somewhat related motives. First, companies want to show that they continue to be efficient, which to them means doing more work with fewer employees, kind of like a small business does. And second, the fastest way to increase profitability in the short run is to decrease expenses like salaries. That makes the stock market very happy and the owners and C-suite richer, again, in the short run. So, what does this mean for you and your small business? Did you know that 1/3 of all new jobs created in the month of December came from businesses with under 20 employees? So just keep doing what you're doing and ignore all that layoff talk. What might the future look like based on this signal of change? Well, imagine a future where burnt-out tech employees become a major resource for small businesses to help them improve and expand their own technology to become more efficient and more competitive. In this future, you don't need to hire your own full-time tech support. These individuals can become fractional, working for a few different companies that each pay a fraction of a salary, which then adds up to a very comfortable income for the laid-off employees and some terrific help for small businesses. So think about that future for your business. Moving on to story number 2, EVs and batteries. So what's going on with the world of EVs and batteries? Some signals related to this from just the last couple weeks include stories like, we had a cold snap here in the US for a week or so, and that was a wake-up call about how badly batteries work in the cold weather. And new batteries and new charging options are continuing to show up, like solar-powered charging stations or roads that can charge your car while you drive, and batteries that can charge much faster than they can today. No one knows where China fits in with all this. There's a huge growth of battery production outside of China, but also a huge growth of Chinese manufactured EVs outside of China, as Chinese firm BYD overtakes Tesla as the world's top EV seller. So, again, what does this mean for you and your small business? No one knows how things are going to pan out in the long run, so we're all open to a host of ideas and technologies. Whenever there's disruption, there is opportunity, my friend. Do you have any customers in any industry related to battery production, EV production, automotive manufacturing, convenience store, gas stations, or anything to do with transportation? Be on the lookout for opportunity then. What might the future look like? Imagine a future where the 130,000 gas station convenience stores in the US add retail shopping or dining to account for the wait time for battery charging. Or consider the investment in infrastructure if the US government decides to repave interstates to add charging while driving capability. EVs aren't going to go away, but gas-powered cars likely won't either for quite some time. So think about how you insert yourself in this limbo world. And with that, let's move on to story number 3. The drones are coming. What's going on? One big change in the world of drones that happened the end of last year the FAA is giving a few drone operators permission to fly beyond the visual line of sight, or BVLOS, which expands the potential for drone delivery services. Combine that with new drones that can handle larger weight capacity, and you might expect to see more drones than Amazon delivery vans in the future. Not only will companies like Amazon and Walmart be delivering your orders via drone, but expect to see autonomous drones delivering food, prescriptions, and medical supplies locally and to war-torn areas where it's not safe to send humans. And why isn't it safe to send humans? Perhaps because of the suicide attack drones that use AI for visual targeting. What does this all mean for you and your small business? Well, it doesn't make sense for small companies to offer their own unique drone delivery of products, but both consumers and businesses may come to expect extremely rapid delivery of products that are at least small enough to be carried by a drone. So how can you address these expectations? Will you have to rely on giant firms like UPS and Amazon? Or will smaller drone companies pop up offering delivery services to small businesses? What might that future look like for you? Say your small manufacturing or distribution company makes parts and ships them all over the country. Imagine a future where your customers can either 3D print the parts themselves or expect you to fabricate and then deliver the part in minutes, especially when you add the industrial IoT predictive maintenance, which might tell you that server number 58 in line number 2 is going to go bad next week, and so you better replace it today. Will your company be able to meet these new standards? What can you do to start heading in that direction? And moving on to story number 4, trends in retail. What's going on there? Well, a few retail stories that I saw recently in the news as a signal of change. First, chain drugstores are closing across the country, creating opportunities for independent pharmacies to step in. Shopping malls have been found to be a great resource for small startup retailers, but when the anchor department stores leave, the crowds tend to leave too. And did you know that Gen Z has decided they like to shop in person so that they can try out their options and get the instant gratification that comes with buying in person, at least maybe before the drones take over. So what does this mean for you and your small business? Well, there is tremendous opportunity for small retailers right now. It's very much on trend to shop local, and with big chains leaving town, there's more commercial real estate available at a better price too. So what might the future look like for your business? Expect our shopping malls to be transformed in the next few years. Imagine a future where the mall of the 80s, full of chain stores and giant department stores, instead becomes an incubation center for local retail, local restaurants, and experiences like drone racing or escape rooms that can take place in the department store spots, maybe even with some housing mixed in. Could be an interesting new future. All right, and our final story, number 5, healthcare tech and aging. So what's going on in this healthcare world? Well, AI is rapidly speeding up drug development. We're learning how to let our brains communicate with computers. And wearable devices are going to help us monitor our health or share our vitals with doctors miles away. And that's all just in time as the baby boomers and Gen Xers are reaching their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Our healthcare system and our housing isn't ready for a surge of seniors with disabilities. And these new seniors are seeking out ways to slow the aging process so they can be around into their 90s and 100s. Again, what does this mean for you and your small business? Well, the most obvious opportunity is the aging population. They want to stay active, they have lots of money, and they need support services and products to keep them going. Expect to see growth in zero-entry single-living homes, in newer and cooler versions of canes and walkers, and the food and vitamin supplements. Going to be huge. Beyond that, I anticipate growth in medical devices like orthotics, hearing aids, braces, and the technology to track our heart and monitor our health. So much opportunity. So what might that future look like? In this future, technology can monitor vital signs, predict health issues before they become a problem, and use all that data to develop new services and products that will cure many of our major health problems. Consider this. How exactly will the FDA regulate drugs that are custom designed to work specifically for your DNA and no one else? Imagine a future where employees don't retire until they're 80, or where your new hires are all older than you are, where we all live to be 100 or 120. What might that mean for your business, for your employees, for your future as a retired person? lots of possibility and opportunity in health tech and in the aging population. All right, so that's it for this week and our new format. So thanks for sticking with me and watching this. I hope these 5 topics and my take on them get you thinking about how these signals of change could ultimately impact your small business. Thanks for joining me.